This is not the man I met. He is egotistical. He disrespects me.
This entire marriage has been forced upon me.
When you don't have trust, when you don't have that foundation, the relationship is over before it starts.
I'm at my breaking point. He has a problem with spending.
You have champagne taste on a soda water budget.
Yes,
What's
honey.
going on?
Come on, champagne taste. It's about the taste, not about the budget.
I can't trust him anymore. The man that I married would never have done that.
I'm not going to advise her to try to make this work because I think it's dangerous. I think it's gone beyond that. Here is today's case.
She says her fiancé's controlling behavior has reached new heights. He tracks her every move and got her fired from her job as an exotic dancer. He doesn't want her selling her body for money. Will they work through their differences? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Rhiannon from Denver, Colorado.
Welcome to Divorce Court, Rhiannon. As my special guest today, I'm sending you an autographed copy of my book, Sis, Don't Settle.
Your Honor, this is the case of Riddick versus Koellner.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Phylicia Riddick.
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand you have brought your fiancé, Mr. Jeremiah Koellner,
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today before the two of you get married because you're having a number of issues you want to try to resolve so you don't end up back here later down the road.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll start with you, Miss Riddick. Why don't you give me some background?
I brought this case today because my fiance is too controlling. I found condoms in his car, and he got me fired from my job.
Okay, Mr. Koellner, what do you have to say?
My fiancée, she thinks I'm too controlling. She's always wearing skimpy clothes, and she's always out partying.
Tell me how the two of you met, because I find this interesting that this has now become such a point of contention for the two of you in your relationship. How did you meet?
Well, Your Honor, we met when I was dancing at an exotic club in Austin, Texas, and he was one of my regulars. He came in every Wednesday and Friday.
He was a regular, not just a patron on that occasion, but a regular customer.
A regular.
Okay. So
came
when Mr. Koellner walked in, you said, welcome back.
Exactly. And I knew what time and days he would be there as well. So I got very comfortable with him. He took me out on dates, and we got very acquainted and really quickly, and then we moved in together after about 6 months.
How long had you been exotic dancing at that point?
For about 3 years.
And you moved in together, and 6 months later, tell me what happened, because you said you got fired.
Yes, ma'am. And then 6 months later, I had a client try to slip me his phone number while I was on stage, and I guess Mr. Koellner had seen that, and he got very upset about it. And he actually confronted the customer in front of the managers and my bosses and everything. And they had to escort him out, and then they asked me to leave, and I was no longer allowed to dance at the club anymore.
Now, Mr. Koellner, tell me what happened.
She's a liar, Your Honor. She wasn't on the dancing stage. She was giving the guy a lap dance. The song ended, so the dance should have ended, but she kept on rubbing on him. Then she slipped him a piece of paper, and that's when I went and confronted both of them.
So she slipped him a piece of paper?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you slip a piece of paper to the customer?
No, Your Honor.
You're saying that he gave you a piece of paper?
Yes, ma'am.
So she's lying about that?
Yes.
You're sure this is what you saw?
Yes.
Let's back up for a second, Mr. Koellner. So you were at the establishment.
Yes.
And you know she's an exotic dancer.
Correct.
Did you have a problem with that?
Yeah, so she said it was only temporary, so it's time for her to stop, selling her body for money, selling pictures and videos of herself to people she says are customers.
And these pictures and videos are part of a subscription service.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how does that work?
Well, Your Honor, I have a premium site where my fans can come subscribe and purchase either videos or erotic content.
But I got submitted evidence and videos of what she sends to these
Okay,
people.
let me see the evidence. I think I have this in my iPad, so I'll take a look here. Okay, so do people make requests to you, Ms. Riddick, and then you make a video that complies with their request and get paid for it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you're making money that way, and that's a big point of contention for you.
That's what she says, she's making money that way, but
You think she's doing it for free?
I don't know I don't see no money from it.
Are you getting paid?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is a big deal. You were an exotic dancer, you got fired. So you started making money another way with the subscription service. You have a problem with that. You also say that now your whereabouts are being tracked. What do you mean by that?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, one day I was getting my hair braided, and Jeremiah just so happened to pop up, and I was like, what are you doing here? He thought I was at some guy's house, and really I was getting my hair braided. And I went back and tried to figure out how he knew my exact location.
Well, what happened when you say he popped up? What happened?
He showed up, and I saw he was outside in his vehicle, and I went outside and was like, what are you doing here? I had half my hair braided. And he was just like, no explanation, just kind of deer in headlights. And so it made me feel uncomfortable.
So you were at a salon?
Yes, ma'am.
So the tracking thing is she started that, where she invited me to her family on the iCloud thing so we could see each other's location, share it with each other.
Okay.
She said she was going out with some friends, and she hadn't responded in a couple of hours. So I checked the location and showed her at a house. I didn't know that was a salon. It was a house set with a business in it. Okay. And so I went to go check on her because she hadn't responded. And that's when she came outside and was all just kind of like, what are you doing here? Acting like I just popped up and she had no idea about the family sharing location. And who knows with like these clients that she shares pictures with, I didn't know if there's a crazy person or something had happened to her, so I was just checking on her.
So you were checking on her, and you submitted evidence of the family sharing plan.
Right, and it shows where I'm invited to it from her.
I'm assuming Bambi Bands is you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Right, that's, she's the organizer, and it shows me at the bottom, and was it the adult? She's invited me.
So 4 people are a part of this plan, but you show up because you said that you hadn't heard from her in a couple of hours. Why weren't you responding to his messages? Were you just in the moment of getting your hair done?
And my phone was dead, yes, Your Honor.
Your phone was dead. But that happens, and now you feel like you're being watched.
Yes, because he actually had went into my phone without my permission and invited himself to the family sharing for the location. So I had no idea that was going on.
Wait, so you said she invited you. You invited yourself?
No, she invited me.
So once again, this is the second time I've asked the 2 of you a question about what's going on, and one of you is lying. And I'm guessing the same person that lied the last time is probably lying this time too.
She's always wearing her skimpy clothes and outfits. Every time we go out, she's got to have something on. Looks like we're going swimming or something.
What's going on with that?
Well, once again, I'm Bambi Bands, and I have an image to maintain in my community. So
even when you're going to IHOP? Since you've gotten engaged, you said there's another issue that's come up that you want to address.
She's always wearing her skimpy clothes and outfits. Every time we go out, she's got to have something on. Looks like we're going swimming or something. Or, her rear end is always falling out, and she can't pick nothing up. And, that's not what I want to walk around with my kids with, Seeing somebody like this all the time, like we're going swimming or at the beach every day.
Well, have you had a conversation with her about it and say, we're going to this event, this location today?
Right.
Can you wear some jeans?
There's some pictures of what she goes out with every time we go to anywhere we go out to eat or a family function. She knows where we're going before we go.
So, Ms. Riddick, he said that he's asked you, at least when you go out with him, to wear some jeans.
Yes, Your Honor. He wants me to wear church clothes. He wants me to wear grandma outfits. He would rather see me in a turtleneck, and it's just not my style. I feel like I wear appropriate clothing. I don't have anything too revealing or showing any body parts.
But the 2 of you have not been able to come to a happy medium between you wearing the short shorts versus wearing church clothes. Yeah. There is a medium.
Well, I'm Bambi Bands, and I have an image to maintain in my community. So
even when you're going to IHOP?
I have a large fan base. I have a large fan base, so I want to be Bambi Bands wherever I go.
Even though you're engaged to Mr. Koellner, and he has expressed that he would like to establish some boundaries in this area.
Right.
I mean, I feel like it's not disrespectful in the way I dress. I'm not bending over inappropriately or anything like that. It's like a classy, sexy,
It's not that she wears like shorts or anything. She stays out till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
What's going on with that?
Well, once again, I'm Bambi Bands, so I have to make appearances sometimes at the club or...
So you're working?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
Well, the club has after parties, and I like to enjoy my time because during the daytime, I'm his wife and fiance all day. I help with raise his son, and so we.
But when the clock strikes midnight, you are Bambi Bands.
Yes, Your Honor.
24/7, she's Bambi Bands.
And you want her to be Mrs. Koellner.
Well, I mean, she's doing her thing, but it's like there's got to be a separation between, you know, your personal life and business.
And so far, according to you, there hasn't been.
No.
So I understand you have a lot of issues with what's going on with Miss Riddick and her career aspirations at this point. But you said that you have your own reasons for not trusting Mr. Koellner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that?
I feel like the reason he's so controlling and possessive with what I'm doing and feels so guilty is because he's actually the one that's texting other people and cheating on me. I was using his phone one day for YouTube to watch a music video, and it popped up on there, "Hey, baby," a text message from an anonymous phone number, didn't even have a name saved. So I started texting back and pretending to be him and said, you know, "Hey, what's up, baby? What are you doing?" And the conversation continued for about 10 to 15 minutes. And she was just like, "Oh, I'll pull up a..." Well, I forget what I said, but exactly. But it was something along the lines of something that she didn't think he would say. And so she was like, "Oh, I'll pull up and I'll fight you right now." Da, 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 da.
So you identified yourself at some point during the conversation that it was you.
Right.
And this woman said she would pull up and fight you?
Well, I never actually said it was me. I just said I have a girlfriend, and I guess she knew that he wouldn't tell her that, you know? So she instantly texted back and said, "Oh, I'll pull up and fight you," because she probably knows him very well.
So when we got together, we came to an agreement that I would delete the female contacts in my phone. I don't know who the number is. It was all deleted.
Do you know why someone would text you and say, "Hey, baby"?
Maybe that just, it could have been a wrong number.
It does happen. It does happen.
She came home the next morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we went somewhere in the morning, and that's when she started going through my center console in there. Told her, she was looking for her sunglasses. She found 2 condoms, and she said they come in a 3-pack, so that I was cheating. But she was in the car the night before.
So where did they come from?
It had been from her.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free, 1-877-311-2222, or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
And she, you know, then she borrowed my car one night to go out, and that's when she came home. She came home the next morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we went somewhere in the morning, and that's when she started going through my center console in there, and that's my work car. And she found, she put out, she was looking for her sunglasses. She found 2 condoms, and she said they come in a 3-pack, so that I was cheating. But she was in the car the night before.
So where did they come from?
It had been from her.
Ma'am?
She was the one that was out all night.
Ma'am?
Well, it just so happens that that was this incident that he's referring to. It happened actually the day after that girl was messaging. And I did find 2 condoms in his car in his center console when I was looking for my sunglasses. And I thought they came in a pack of 3, and it just so happened to coincidentally be the day after that girl was texting, "Hey, baby." And he had seen her several times before, so.
How do you know that?
I just know that because of, I pay attention to things he says, and she told me they met up in the text messages. She told me they met up, so he denies it all. But I feel like they've been dating for a while.
Really? And so I just, you know, this
She's
is
just
really...
trying to cover up for herself, because why would she have sunglasses in my car?
Well,
If she went out at nighttime with it.
It is interesting
In a work
that...
car.
I'm sorry?
It's a work vehicle. There's not even seats in this vehicle. There's 2 seats, a driver and a passenger, and that's it. And we don't use condoms.
So either you're saying...
They were brand new, too. They weren't even messed up. The wrappers on them weren't even messed up. They were, you know, and
So
at the bottom
here
of
we
a
are.
center console with, like, you know, construction stuff in there.
So here we are, one of 2, according to both of you, only one of 2 things could have happened.
Right.
According to you, she planted them
Yes.
in order to try to entrap you
Yes.
and get you to
He
confess
knows
to
those are
something
not my
that
condoms.
you didn't do, or they're there because someone was using them. And she said that would be you. So this is the 3rd time that one of you is standing in front of me in court
And I didn't even-
and essentially perjuring yourself. We swore them in, right, Ron?
Yes, absolutely.
You know, Mr. Koellner, I don't think it's unreasonable for you to, after hearing everything in this case, I don't think it's unreasonable for you to want to date someone who you think is more sexually conservative. But I think it's unreasonable for you to choose someone who isn't and then try to transform them into someone that you want them to be. Because Ms. Bambi has said she has her persona. That is who she is. When that clock strikes midnight, she is no longer Mrs. Koellner. She has a job.
She's still married.
But I
She
still
has,
respect-
Hold on.
well, that's why you're here. That's why you're here. Because you're here to see if you can resolve these issues before you get married.
No, she's still married to her. She's still married. She said they're going through a divorce.
To
but
someone else?
yes.
Is
to
that true?
Yes.
Yes,
She's
Your Honor.
married. She was married when we met. She's still married. She said they're going through a divorce.
To
but
someone else?
yes.
Is
to
that
some-
true?
Yes.
Yes,
She's
Your Honor.
married. She was married when we met. Yeah.
So you're in divorce court with the wrong person.
We're already going through the process of a divorce, yes, Your Honor. But he knew that prior to me meeting.
Were you separated when the two of you met?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you Bambi when you were married?
Yes, Your Honor. That's how it started, actually.
You met somebody else in the strip club.
Right.
We set a date to get married for next year.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, Mr. Koellner.
Me neither.
There are a number of issues. Well, first, there's a legal impediment
Right.
to the fact that you can't get married when Ms. Riddick is already married, and that hasn't been resolved. But you decided to go and be in this relationship.
Well, I mean,
Can you accept her for who she is right now and what she's doing?
my dream wife is just, she just not to be in the sex industry.
Okay, so the answer is no. See, here's the thing. It's okay that you already know your answer. Because when you have Ms. Riddick, who has very clearly and concisely said today, she is Bambi Bands. That is who she wants to be. That is who she embraces. That is not okay with you. So she's made a choice. You make yours. You say, no, that's not what I want in my wife. You say it's something that she may grow out of, something that may change down the road. So then you wait, if that's what you want to do. You wait to see if somebody's going to change down the road.
Right.
But in the meantime, you know what you got to do? You got to stop suffering. Or you can say, you know what? She made a promise to me that this is not what she was going to do, that it was only temporary. That's clearly not the choice that she's making now. So for me, I know it's not what I want in my wife. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of guys probably think the way you do. But what I don't want you to do is what's happening now. I think you love her, but you have a decision to make. And I think it's your decision to make. I'm not saying that either choice is going to be less painful than the other, but it is a choice. You can either accept her for who she is at this moment in time, or move forward and find who you believe is your ideal woman. Those are your choices. Because the situation now is just not working. You already know your answer. You already have the clarity. I think it's been clearly established today. The choice is yours, Mr. Koellner. I wish you both well.
Judge Faith said that suggested I should stop suffering, and because she's already made her decision on what she's gonna do, so it's time for me to not sit around and wait. It's time to go move forward.
I'm Bambi Bands. He can do what he has to do. I don't know. I'm only going to be young once, so life goes on. Moving forward, I'm going to continue to stack cash and open businesses.